So this is a Swift Archway Hartwell. It's going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. This is all something we'll demonstrate to you in person here on site. You've got the gas bottle in the front locker with the gas regulator on there, and it's a reverse thread fitment that goes into the bottle. Gas pipe work coming over to this side of the van. You've got your leg winder down the side of the van, on either side at the front, and they're used to stabilise the caravan. You'd never lift the caravan with the four legs on the van. It could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You then got your water pump connection coming into the side of the van. As you can see, connects in, it pushes into the side of the van, and then your pump drops into the aqua roll itself. You've got the two fridge vents on the side of the van to allow the hot air to come out the side of the back of the fridge unit, and you've also got a gas flue just here. Got two grey waste pipes, so the fresh water that goes in the front of the van actually comes out down here, and that is the grey water that goes through the sink and the shower, but not the toilet system. I'll show you where that is in a moment. The cover here you would need to remove when you're using the gas systems on board the van. You'd need to remove it so essentially that's your gas flue for the heating and hot water system. You've got your underbed storage just here, which you can access via the keys at the top. Press in and you can also access it from the inside of the van. Then got your battery locker at the back, so you've got your connections that go to the battery, and you've also got your mains power lead that comes into the caravan also. On the back of the caravan, you've got your wind down legs, as you can see, to stabilise the caravan again, and as described before, you wouldn't use them for lifting the van. You've got your toilet flush tank here, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a capful of the pink fluid. We've also got the toilet waste cassette here, which you remove by pulling the yellow handle up, pulling the cassette towards you, and the neck that you see here actually turns out so you can tip the waste away. The yellow cap is a measure for the blue fluid that goes into the cassette, and that takes 1 litre of water and a capful of the blue fluid. On the back of the toilet cassette, you've also got a yellow pressure relief button, so as you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Got your locker for underneath the seating at the front, and that allows access to the storage underneath the front bunks. And then you've got your barbecue gas point and your front wind down leg. Going inside the caravan now. Take you through the inside of the van. In the cupboard on the right hand side as you come in, you've got your main switches for the caravan power wise. You've got your auxiliary power switch, which you need to have on to get the 12 volt lighting system to work. You've got a switch in the centre here that you'll put onto caravan to get the 12 volt, 240 volts going inside the van. And if you had it on car at the top, that would allow the caravan to charge via the car battery wise. If the switch is in the centre, you'll have no 240 volt or 12 volt going to or coming from either the car or the power on site. You've got your water pump run on the end, which I'll go through in more detail in a moment. And then you've got your 12 volt charger down here that needs to be on at all times to get power on the inside of the van, and then your household style trip switches below. To fill the water system up, which is the first thing you're going to need to do, underneath the seat down the back here, you've actually got a yellow valve. The yellow valve just here is the drain down valve. Now when that valve is parallel with the floor, it allows you to fill the water system on board the caravan. And if that valve was pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, it would actually drain the water system down. So like I said, you need that valve parallel with the floor before you turn on the water pump. You'll open all the taps on the caravan, so that's the shower tap just there, the tap in the bathroom area on the hot side, and you'll also open the tap on the sink in the kitchen on the hot side. So you have to open all them taps up fully on the hot side before you turn on the water pump, so it bleeds the water system and primes it ready for use. Once all the taps are primed and you've got water coming out of every tap, as you can see here, you'll be able to start warming the water on board the caravan. Now to do that, you have two ways of doing it. You have gas water heating, which is on the dial just here, and you'll spin the switch around to the flame symbol on the side here, which will allow the 12 volt system to ignite on gas. You've got a green light that appears, and that is your pilot light. If the red light next to it ever appears, that is the fail light for the gas system, and that would have meant the gas system has failed, and you'd need to control the temperature on the dial just here between 30 and 70 degrees. If it did ever fail to ignite, you'd actually need to reignite it, Turn the grey switch back round to the off position, reignite it on gas by turning the dial back round, and then in theory you should have gas water heating. I'm just trying to find the electric water heat switch, which is just down here. So just down in the cupboard you've got two switches just here. The top one is your electric water heater, which you turn on to get the electric water heating to work. The bottom one is for your electric heating, which again you'd need to turn that on for the electric heating to work on board the caravan. So like I said, on gas you can control the water temperature, on electric you cannot. Once you've got the electric water heater turned on and the water's warming up, you may want to warm the caravan up heating wise. So on the dial by the door you have the option of 500, 1000, 1000 and 2000 watts. Now depending on what power you have coming into the caravan, it will allow you, you will be able to select the different power sources. So for instance, like I said, 500 watts of power coming into the van, and that is the power supply you'll select on this dial. Once you've got it on, you've got a dial here that helps you set the temperature between 1 and 9. So that's actually the room temperature of the caravan. It's not a thermostat as such, it's just a 1 to 9 on the heating element for the heater. Once the heating element is on, you may want to use the blown air heating on board the van. So to use the blown air heating, it's very simple to do. You've got this dial on this side. The dot in the centre here allows the heat to come out the front. You've got the continuous blown air on the left hand side, which then means the air comes out the vents around the van. Now on the other side you've got ambient temperature, so that essentially will let the thermostat kick in and out when it is needed. You've got the dial here on top to control the fan speed if you are on continuous blown air, or 12 volt or automatic blown air. On the dial on the right hand side you can control the gas operation of the heater. To ignite it, you'll spin it around between 10 and 9 and hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter on the right hand side. Once it is ignited on gas, through the window here, you'll be able to view the pilot light, and that will be around a 45-degree angle from the floor. And once it has ignited, you'd hold down the valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the gas valve to get it to ignite fully. You can then control the temperature on the dial on top. To operate the fridge, you've got three different switches across the front. You've got the option to run gas, which as you can see here is gas. You'll press in the temperature control button on the right hand side for the gas option, and that will act as a pilot light essentially. So the pilot light is just here. The red line will come up into the green when the fridge has fully ignited on gas. If you want to use 240 mains, you can use 240 mains just here, and you'll control the temperature on the dial on the left hand side. To use the 12 volt option when you're towing down the road, so you can use the fridge as a cool box, you like to set it to 12 volt on the dial just there, and then you'll connect to the car at the front of the caravan, and like I said, the fridge will work as a cool box and it'll get the beers and wine nice and cold when you arrive on your holiday destination. If you're on mains, you control the temperature of the fridge on this dial on the left hand side. And that is the operation of the fridge. Cooker works very much the same as your household cooker, no difference at all there. Gas controls across the front, as you can see, and an igniter on the left hand side with an electric ring at the back. Toilet system, electric flush on top of the toilet, so the blue button on top will allow you to flush the toilet system. And then underneath the toilet you've actually got a grey waste handle which you'll push across to allow the grey waste to go down into the toilet cassette underneath the van. The toilet does turn for your convenience. However, you would need to make sure that the toilet is pointing straight across towards the bed when you do try and take the toilet cassette out from under the van, as it will lock it in place if the toilet is turned. And that is the operation of the Swift Archway Hartwell. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the caravan.